Week 4, we're getting closer to the time for us to finally get on the floor and play somebody else. Um, this is a really good time to examine where we are. We're starting to put some lineups, some different lineups that we want to see play with each other, some different things that we feel is going to be really beneficial for us. And so we're just excited. We finally have an opportunity to play somebody coming up this weekend, and then getting closer to our time for our exhibition to where our fans get a chance to be able to see us. And so I like progress. That's where we are right now. We feel like we're able to add some other things in that we need to before we get started playing somebody else and stuff. So kids are ready to play somebody else. Our staff is ready to play somebody else. And so we're just taking it one day at a time, be where our feet are, and just continue to progress the way that we need to.
Coach, just from from week 1 to like week 4, what are some of the some of the improvements you've seen?
Oh yeah, so definitely a lot of improvements from week 1 to 4. I think the biggest thing is that our players are starting to get used to playing with each other. I think that that's a big thing, understanding strengths and weaknesses of each other, them holding each other accountable. The energy has been very, very good for us. I think that that's been very, very good. Offensively, the flow has been a lot better from week 1 to week 4. They're starting to understand the things that we're looking for, understanding reads. And so that's been a really, really good thing for us. Our practice players have been really good for us to be able to look at some different things. They give us different options and things of how we want to play, and reading off of that too. And then we're seeing growth from a lot of them. Week 1 to week 4 too. The conditioning piece is a big thing too, as well as we talked about it. I know that Coach Randall's doing a really good job with that too. And so they're understanding the process. Do they have days where it's not the best? No, but what I do like is that they recognize it, and then we are able to bounce back from it the next day. And so I understand it's just such a long season piece. Preseason is so long, and so for the most part, I feel like our kids have done a good job of handling those things.
Coach, what's some of the transfers coming in? How do you get your players to buy in?
Great question. I think it's the culture. It's the standard. They walk into it. That's why I do feel like it's important to, you have a core that returns back for you. I think, from Avery to TC to Naya to Callie to Maria to Jemiah to Aubrey, and then Smalls. Those players have done a really, really good job of setting the standard of what it looks like to play here, and they're great people. And so I think it was very important as our transfers came in. They did a very good job of blending and building those relationships with them. I think that that's ultra important. You want your players to be able to get along and have great chemistry on the floor. And I think that that's been a really good thing for our transfers coming in. And so I give credit to that core that has returned, because they've welcomed them, but they also have helped them to understand what is the expectation to wear a Lady Mab uniform.
I know last year, talking to you around this time, I believe I remember you said last year's theme, and it might be the same, but the theme was cards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still the same, or is there a different theme this season?
Same thing. It's the same thing. It's just reloaded. Like I always talk about, we got to communicate at a high level. I talked about, again, us being aggressive, being relentless and being disruptive and being selfless is those things that's been very, very big for me. And we're going to continue to keep that. And also go with that mantra is about being 2 feet in. It's being where your feet are every single day. We have moments where, a player may have a day, and we talk about it's important to be able to pick that teammate up. But I also, express to them too, is that when you're having those days, you got to give your max effort for that. So it's a standard, and I expect them to be able to have that every single day. And we talk about it. We don't want to talk about losing days and wasting days, and because it's important. And I always talk about, again, nobody owes you anything. You got to take care of yourself, and those are the things that I feel like our players have been doing a good job of.
Coming off the WAC semifinals and going into this year, what are just some of the overall goals for this season?
Yeah, so I thought the last half of the season last year, I thought we were playing some really good basketball. I felt like when we got to the tournament, our kids really started to click at another level. They understood, the assignment. They understood it one game at a time. We had some players step up. In particular, you talk about Avery. I thought really set the tone for herself of what type of player that, she could be in this league. And, I talked about that too as well. As we get ready to have announcements come out and we get ready for media day, she deserves to be at the top of that with her skill set. But is it given to her? No. She knows every single day I expect her to come in with a mentality to get better and a focus on the little things. I thought Naya, did a very good job too as well. You talk about her defensive effort that she had against Gilliam in that game against Utah Tech, one of our top scorers in that conference. And I thought she did a very good job of defending her. So I thought those two in particular did some really good things for us. And we had some young ones. We had, some that were starting to come along, but in particular those two. Talia is a player for me that we talked about too, is being confident in herself and consistent and growing her game. And I thought that she's done a really good job in the offseason of redefining her game and getting, I think she's probably in the best shape possible that she could ever be in right now for this season. I'm excited for her. And so, I think that those things in particular are something we want to continue to keep building off of, as we go into the season this year. But it's going to be a collective effort. I feel like all 13 of our players will contribute to our success, and they have to. And I think we can definitely do some different things because I feel like that 13 is very strong for us.
And then I did want to ask, the past few weeks, I know you mentioned one of the goals, or what would be ideal, is scoring at least 80 points a game. What are some of the small steps to get there or to make that achievable?
Well, every single day, we've got to push. We got to be able to score early in transition. We can't put a lot of pressure within ourselves in the half court. Defensively is being disruptive and being able to force people to take, quick shots and to be able to turn some people over with. I think that that's something that we can definitely do. But that's definitely an emphasis of me for this year is defensively, is really taking that up a notch, being more active, being more physical. And, because again, I feel like we have the length to be able to do that, where we can be able to switch up, 1 through 5, we want to be able to do that as well. So, I think that that's going to start for it. But we got to also be able to take care of the ball. I thought for the most part we did a very good job of that last year. But, it's valuing the possessions and being fluent in those possessions. Sometimes we're just going to have to make plays. And as always, I learned this from, my college coach, Christy Curry, is get to the free throw line and convert. It's the same thing for us. I thought we've done a very good job of really converting and getting to the free throw line.
So 3 weeks until the season, 21 days. Where would you stack up kind of where the team is now compared to any of the other teams in year 5 for yourself?
Yeah, for me, I like where this group is. Will I say that we're right where I want to be? No, because we haven't played against anybody. I think, as a coach, you're always kind of hard on yourself saying, hey, we're not where we need to be at. But I like the energy. I like when you watch the film because sometimes, I'm probably hard on them that when I'm watching at that very moment, we're not doing certain things. But, it's always room for growth. And that's what I want them to be able to see. But the little things, like I talked about, I want to make sure that we're focusing on those is great habits every single day. And so I do feel like we're ahead of schedule. I do like this group. I'll probably feel a bit better once I see an exhibition game and we can play in front of some people. But I'm excited about this group. I'm excited as we continue to grow. And I just want to make sure we stay healthy and give our best effort every single day and be tough.
Perfect.
All righty. Thank y'all.